Okay, TK 1636. So far, I think this is either day 3 or day 4. I've done the spats. I've done the thermal depth. I've done both forearms. I'm going to re-glue a little bit right here. I've done both shoulder bells. I've done one thigh and one shin. So on the shin, what I did, which I'll have to glue a little bit more in some areas, I glued the inner strip, and then I just let them meet together in the middle. So it's a little bit, just needs a little bit more glue in here. Nothing real major. That's the only problem with having one inner strip and not an outer, is it's not quite as strong. So I like to have two. But these seem to be, I might have to go back over them again just to make sure I have enough glue in there. They seem to be holding up. And then I have the Velcro on here. I'll kind of show you on this other one. So I've already marked it. I went ahead and put it on me and I marked it. And what I came up with, after I had marked it the first time, I made lines on it. So I basically had the front go inside. Actually, I did it the other way. I had it go on the outside and I pushed them together. Then I taped it and then I made a line on both sides. So one side was real short, one side was real small. So I went ahead and measured from where that line was, how much I had, and same thing with the other side, because I didn't have anything on the other side here, and it was altogether 125, so divided by 4 was 31. So I went ahead and went in 31 on all 4 sides, 31. So I don't really want to get rid of the edge here, so I didn't get rid of this edge. This has no edge, so I'm good with that. But looking here, I actually have plenty of edge on the side. So if you look here, you can kind of see where it comes right here, so I have plenty of that edge. So once I get done with that, I'll make me 2 inner strips, and I'll just glue one in here, and then one in here, and then I'll just do like I do the Stormtrooper, and I'll just glue the one side on, and then I'll glue the other side on. On this one, I can't do like the Novos where it kind of goes in, so I just do the strip inside, and then you just see the line. Now on the shin, it's a little bit different. One side's glued, one side's Velcroed. So I have a little bit smaller one for the glued and a little bit bigger one for the Velcro. I've already went ahead and cut both sides of the Velcro. And then once I glue, and then also on this one, before I let you know what I did, there's a big edge here. So I went ahead and trimmed 15. This side I didn't do anything. This side I didn't do anything. I'm hoping once both of these two are together, they don't look too off. This is a big armor compared to the TK, the OT TK. So hopefully these two, once you put them on, they fit together where the thigh isn't bigger than the shin, or the shin isn't bigger than the thigh. So far they look like they're both going to match up. So like I was saying, I'm barely cutting just a little bit on that one side. And then in the back side, I'm not going to cut anything. If I put it up here, you can see that it's pretty much the same. This one is the same as this one. I put it on me. It is very big on me, but once you put the shoes on and the spats on, hopefully everything will match up. Once I'm done and I put it on, then I'll find out if I don't like it. I can very easily take the inner one I just glued on, take it off, pop this inner one on, and then make the back shorter. The reason why I don't want to do too much on the back, if I cut it down here, then when I go to bring it, where I glue them both together, this piece is going to be way down here. It won't even come close to reaching it. So I'm going to try this way first. Hopefully this way will work. If not, I'm going to end up having to cut both sides and then bringing them in to make it a little bit smaller. But I basically want this line to come with this line. So yes, it's got a little bit of return edge here. I want the return edge, and that's why I'm keeping this one just minimal as possible, and then I'm not cutting the back one if I have to, and then there's still a little bit of return edge back here also. If I have to, I don't really want to, then I'll have to cut these both down once I trim this back one back to make it fit a little bit tighter. Again, I'll wait and see. I can't necessarily cut the front one as much, because here, if I cut too much, then I'm going to lose this piece right here. See if I can show you in the other armor what I'm talking about. So here's the edge, here's that one piece. So I don't want to trim too much, because then it'll get into this area. So what I'm going to do, like I said, is, so this is, let me see, this is the outside part where the little pill is at. The inside part is where you put the Velcro. So this side will be glued down. I'll glue this permanent one down, and then I'll glue this other side to it. But before I do that, I'll glue this little bit thicker one right here, and then once it's glued in and I glue the other side in, I can glue the Velcro here, and then I can also glue the Velcro on the inside, and then it'll come together, kind of like how this one is, Velcro. So I don't really like using Velcro, and the TK I don't use Velcro, I use the little hooks to hold them in, but here you can't do that. The reason why I don't like to use Velcro is no matter how tight you get it, you're going to see that Velcro right here. Again, this is the outside, this is the inside, so you're not really going to see a lot, especially from the front. Maybe if you're looking at it from the rear you'll see it, but from the front you won't, plus it'll be in the inside leg. I just have to come through here and glue it just a little bit more right in here. Just messing with it, playing with it, it kind of pops it out with just a single one. And I'll just squirt some glue in there, spray it, and then hold it together, and then hopefully it'll glue together a lot better. Taking it on and off, it is going to be a little bit of a problem though. So since I've already got these marked out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sand these to where they're smooth, and then all I got to do is glue those inner pieces in, the Velcro, put this together. This one I just got to cut where the line is on all four sides, glue the inner in, and then glue them all together. But I'm also I haven't trimmed any of this yet, so once I cut it here and I sand it smooth, I'm also going to cut and sand it smooth here and here. Oh, and then also I need to make this just a little bit more rounder. I'm going to cut this little piece off because that will definitely hurt. I think I've showed you already what the thigh looks like. It's kind of, there we go. So you can see here it's a lot more rounder, but I won't have the return edge. So that's the only problem with this armor. Is it's got return edge here, it's got it here, it's got a little bit here. But once I make that cut and then sand it, I'm not going to have it. So if you look at here, there's very little return edge, none at all right here. So that's just the nature of this costume, or this armor. Some of the other armors, it might be a little bit different. For this one though, you're going to end up losing that return edge. In the long run, it doesn't really matter. A lot of stormtroopers that are too short, when they cut the top off, because there's so much detail in the bottom of the stormtrooper leg, the original, that they cut the top, and a lot of people don't have the return edge. It doesn't look as good, but it's better than cutting the bottom. So here, we're missing a little bit of return edge. It doesn't necessarily matter. We can actually live with that. And then I already have these other pieces trimmed out. I'll take those in and also cut them down, sand them down. These will go for the legs, or the shins I should say, and then I have the two for the thigh. So this one's for the holster, put the holster on it. And then I still have to sand down the hand plates, just a little bit. And then I have the shins. I've cut them out, but I haven't sanded them, so I got to sand those, or the knees, I'm sorry, not the shins. And then I've already trimmed the butt plate, so I trimmed it down to where it looks more like the Novos one. So I just got to sand that down too. I left this just normal, and I'm going to end up putting 3 snaps in there. I've trimmed the back down a little bit. I could probably trim it a little bit more, but I'll wait and see once I glue the yoke to it. And I also got the chest, which I still have to cut out the inside, but I got it trimmed out so I can at least sand it down. And then the back piece, I went ahead and cut that. And then I'm gonna sand it straight, or sand it smooth on this side, and then also the other side. And then trim a little bit here and down here. Same thing with this. Make sure this sands straight so I can glue the sides on. And then trim the top and bottom for comfort. And then also I'll probably leave this one this length. And then put the snaps in, and then see what, if anything needs to be cut here. Because the belt's going to pretty much sit in here, so I don't really need to cut any like the Novos one. Because it just, the belt will sit in there a lot better. It'll have something to sit in, a channel to sit in. And then also, all my boxes are sanded, mostly. I still have to sand it around the curve. But I'm going to get a piece of plastic, screw down on each one. And then that's how, when I get everything all sanded, I'll screw that thing down and I'll glue those to that. And then all I got to do is unscrew it if I have to ever take it off. Which more than likely, there won't really be any need. Even if I did decide I wanted to paint this, I could still leave the boxes on and paint them with the boxes on. So I got quite a bit of sanding to do. Once I finish with all the sanding, then I'll come back and I'll demonstrate how I put the thighs together and the shins together real quick. Thank you.